Hi, this is Christian Vance, and welcome to this tech tip where we're going to have a bit of a look at the wonderful drum bus effect that is in Ableton 10. And while there's a lot of stuff on the drum bus that you can read and that you can watch and different ways you can use it, I just wanted to give a little tip on how I use it in my processes and my production. And as you can see here, we have our MIDI drum loop that we've created. And what we want to do is open this up before we even throw a drum bus on. The whole idea of bussing our drums or grouping our drums or mixing them together is to do this. If we open it up and we have all the individual sounds here of the 808, just let me have a look here. And the good thing is you can group these together again. And this is what I always do when I use Drum Rack in Ableton. You can leave the kick separate, of course, or you might want to group it with some low toms or congas. But for this instance here, we're going to group all the high-end stuff together. So we're going to grab, let's call it the high-end, like hi-hats, cymbals, rides, and whatnot. And you just need to click them all like this. Have a look. What have we got there? Okay, we've got a closed hi-hat, open hi-hat, and a cymbal in this drum kit. Just group them together and create you can see it here. If you open it up, you can still see them. Let's change the color of that. I tend to use lighter colors the higher I go on the sort of spectrum. Just keep it logical to yourself. And we can call this highs. And then we can group together the snare and the clap, which I love to group together for various reasons. You don't have to. For different projects, I'll do different things. But in this instance, the clap and the snare are quite loud in the mix of this, if you have a look. So there's a few bits there, and we might want to compress that, limit it. We might want to do something to it. And actually, we're going to put the drum bus on this little group section here. So let's group these together. And we can create another color. Let's quickly call them snare, clap. And you might want to just group everything else together except the kick at this stage. And we can just call that other at the moment. And really the purpose of this is we can see the volumes here now of those group sections. And the snare and the clap are great. We can hear everything pretty good. And one simple thing is to throw this drum bus directly over the top of everything as a sort of master drum bus. But what you can do is put them like this in here. Let's just drop one in there. Let's have a listen. So we've dropped it on the snare and the clap. And as you can hear, it's quite loud, but let's turn the volume down here of the drum bus on the snare and the clap. And let's play around with some of these different bits and pieces here, which are the drive. Give it some extra drive, some saturation. You can put the compressor on, which we will do in a second. We're going to make it quite hard. We're going to give it some crunch, and we're going to keep its frequency range. We're not going to dampen it too much. Let's have a listen. And as you can see there, I just tightened the transients a bit. So instead of using the drum bus on a whole bunch of drums, think about drums that logically group together and use it like that. I mean, that's what the drum bus is, I would say, is there for. To use as a quick sort of tool, as a Swiss Army knife to put these things together. So And then you can grab a drum bus quickly. Put some on the highs. We can bring the highs down. We want to keep the highs up. We might just want a soft compressor on that. No crunch. And the transient. And let's have a listen. Let's bring that back up. And as you can see, it's a good, useful little mixing tool for drums, obviously the drum bus. But to group things together like this and use it as a tool within the whole drum rack like that is just a very logical way to do things. So the tip really here is grab your drum kit, group the things together, and don't be shy to use the drum bus in ways that you want, whether it's very limited or really, really quite aggressive way to use it for those individual drums there. And as you can hear, you can create all sorts of wonderful things with the boom, which we have over here as well, affecting the whole lot together. So if you really, really want to crunch up those drums, use the drum bus not only on individual instruments, but also on grouped instruments, and then on the whole drum rack altogether.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting, and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.